Let's start with a simple question. How many of you have used AI tool like ChatGPT or Claude in the last 6 months? Please raise your hand. It's no surprise. AI is becoming more affordable and more achievable every day. Yet, as with any new tool, people feel one or two things: fear or excitement. Some predict the end of humanity or worry about losing their jobs, while others rub their hands together, thrilled at the thought of multiplying their efficiency. Because let's face it, access to knowledge has never been this easy. Businesses see in AI the chance not only to deal with inefficient employees, but also cut costs. Every interaction with AI improves the system itself, creating the self-perpetuating loop of refinement. With employees, well, we know that not every interaction leads to improvement. In my 12 years managing teams in 6 countries in Europe, I've observed one thing clearly. The greatest progress in business you see when you connect people with technology. Time and again, I've watched how businesses were brought to the brink of failure when they focus only on one element in isolation. I have seen firsthand what happens when you focus only on one thing and you don't prepare your employees when you roll out the new SAP system. Organizational chaos, plummeting productivity, and months of frustration. And today we are at another turning point, and I believe the time has come to combine strength of the human ingenuity with analytical power of artificial intelligence. There was a time when a manager expert knowledge alone defined management. Factory director knew all processes inside and out. Sales manager could calculate profit margin without calculator, knew monthly figures by heart. But now we face the groundbreaking reality. This kind of knowledge and expertise on its own, it's not enough. Because the knowledge, as important as it is, it doesn't ignite engagement in other people. And it doesn't matter how this expert is brilliant without the ability to listen, to build trust, and to offer support. This expert ultimately stands alone. So this realization produced a major shift. We start to measure leaders not only based on what they knew, but by emotions they could awaken in others. It became clear that positive emotions and psychological safety profoundly impact employee engagement, driving productivity, and reducing costs. So we start to measure and expect from leaders to master their soft skills: empathy, communication, ability to inspire. And now we have artificial intelligence, a technology that can analyze thousands of pages of reports in seconds. Today, it even suggesting us how to handle soft issues, saying us how to deal with difficult conversation with any employees, how to listen better, how to solve conflict within a team. That means one thing, that the very qualities which once set apart best leaders apart, expert knowledge and soft skills, are today being taken by AI, or at least augmented by AI. Consider this scenario. You prepare yourself to a difficult conversation with an employee. So you type few sentences into AI, and in seconds you get some suggestions. What to say, what to avoid, how to react. And it's fascinating that many managers I'm working with tell me that these insights are more revealing than a conversation with a colleague or even a mentor. And it's interesting, isn't it, that many people are more willing to open up to AI than to other human being. Why? Because in a conversation with AI, social pressure disappears. We don't have to play better version of ourselves. So we ask AI to role-play difficult conversation and provide us feedback, which very often shows us our blind spots. It highlights unspoken truths or inappropriate word choices that our colleagues often avoid addressing out of politeness or fear. So AI can help us to become more aware of our communication. But is it enough to build a strong, high-quality relationship needed to keep an employee motivated? No. Because most of AI tools analyze communication only on the level of language. It analyzes what was said, but not how. It doesn't see through the lens of relationships or mixed cultures that are our daily reality. It pays no attention to tone of voice or our facial expressions that for us as a human is so moving. So my advice in this is learn to use AI as a tool to sharpen your message, but never let it replace your voice. Use AI to check your words for clarity, but you bring conviction. Let it rephrase your statement in a different tones. Play with it to prepare yourself to difficult conversation. But when the time comes to connect, you need to bring what algorithm cannot. Your life experience, your history with this person, your intuition, and your emotion. Speaking of emotions, for years, I operated in a think and work mode. Don't show emotions. I focused on KPIs, on metrics, on processes. I will never forget the transition from working as a financial controller to HR manager. I truly believe that emotions were archaic. I grew impatient when HR metrics took months to improve because I could cut costs in a quarter of that time. If AI would be available back then, I would have armed myself with all these logical arguments and try to convince and try to motivate people with them, convinced that it alone would be enough. Happily, it didn't happen. Research done by Professor Lisa Feldman-Barrett shows us that emotions are not universal automatic reactions. They are constructed in the brain in real time based on context and previous experience. So this research is a game changer for science of emotions and for management. Emotions that our employees feel are largely depend on the environment that we create. We used to believe mistakenly that our emotions were automatic. So if my boss raises his voice, I automatically feel fear. Today we know it's different. If I have a positive history with my boss in similar situation, I rather feel curiosity than fear. As Daniel Levine said, emotions are not disruptions in human thinking. Emotions make thinking more effective. So how can AI help you? Use it to master facts and data or information. But don't draw your team in endless reports because few people read them deeply. Anyway, use AI to ask, okay, what do the facts say? And then ask yourself and your team, what do we feel? And only if those two don't fit, then ask yourself again, okay, what are our emotions warning us about. Only after weighing both should you decide. I recently worked with a manager obsessed on classification. He classified everything, including his employees. He classified their experience, their personalities, their development potential. Looking at him was like seeing myself 15 years ago. I still remember how I assessed if the role was suitable to candidate based on these classifications. But these hires weren't successful. So that's when I realized that I could recruit in a different way, looking at candidates' achievements by their interest, their commitments, their adaptability, and their self-awareness, instead of narrow preconceived criteria. Because when we only classify, we behave exactly like AI. In supervised machine learning, we have already specific outcome in mind. So we just program algorithm to reach it. To reach it. In unsupervised machine learnings, we don't know what the outcome should be. So we connect here, we collect here data, different data and looking for common characteristics and themes. Here we let data speak for itself. So while AI is looking for patterns and categorize, humans learn through experience, emotions, metaphor, and story. Think about the symphony playing a score. All musicians know their role. They know what to do. And the music is predetermined. It sounds good, but it's predictable. And now, think about the jam session. Musicians gather, try to catches common rhythm, discovers what emerges. Wonderful results are achieved when human potential is properly harnessed. If we run the company with the same rigid classifications as AI, we just limit our options for the same kind of growth and innovation. And that is a critical error, because greatest progress and successes are largely depend on work relationships and culture. It's about managers who can encourage and facilitate collaboration and participation. So when new technology like AI is introduced with focus only on processes, KPIs, and figures, and then you don't prepare your employees who need to adapt to this change? Is it any wonder that management gets frustrated when the new system takes longer than 12 months to implement and nearly bankrupts the company? Real business is chaotic. And instead of fight against this chaos, you need to learn to live in it. As first, accept the mess, and then find a meaning in it. Human minds achieve excellent results precisely because they can thrive in complexity and randomness. While AI looking for patterns, it doesn't yet not dream about the future that has never been. That creates a new mandate for leaders. Use the time that AI freed up to foster dynamic work relationships and looking for, develop uniquely human competencies. You need to act as a function as a bridge for untapping human potential. If you don't do it, and you still continue be focused on things which AI can optimize, your role will be not necessary anymore. So let AI to optimize processes, to automate processes, to looking for patterns, but you need to focus your energy on what is uniquely human, building strong bonds, awaken curiosity, foster creativity and collaboration, providing meaning, and making strategic decisions. Strategic partnership is clear. AI handles optimization, you provide meaning and making decisions in uncertainty. Dziękuję.